When you receive your asylum interview notice from USCIS, you may feel overwhelmed, nervous, and unsure how to prepare. This is normal. Pretty much everyone feels this way, given just how important this day, the day of your asylum interview, is to your future. But it's going to be okay. I promise you, there are specific steps you can take right now to dramatically increase your chances of success. I'm going to tell you what you need to do immediately upon having your asylum interview scheduled, and we're starting right now. I'm Brian Manning, and I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country secure their future in America through asylum. Let me know in the comments if you've got an asylum case pending or are considering applying. I'd especially like to hear from you if you've been waiting for an asylum interview for multiple years. Let me know how long you've been waiting. Imagine sitting across from an asylum officer, your future hanging in the balance. This interview almost certainly means the difference between winning protection in the United States or being sent back to a place where you face grave danger. This isn't just an interview. It's a life-changing encounter that requires meticulous preparation. Let me pull back the curtain and show you exactly what happens during an asylum interview based on my years of experience conducting thousands of these interviews, and tell you what you need to do to prepare for it. You see, the reality is far more intense than most people realize. This isn't a friendly conversation or a sympathetic ear waiting to hear your story. It's a carefully designed interrogation meant to test every single aspect of your claim, and it's going to last a while. The average asylum interview lasts 2 to 3 hours, though some can stretch even longer. I've personally conducted interviews that went on for 8 hours, leaving both the applicant and myself exhausted. During this time, the asylum officer will bombard you with hundreds of questions, jumping around chronologically, looking for any inconsistency or weakness in your story. They'll interrupt you constantly, change topics rapidly, and their primary goal isn't to make you comfortable. It's to thoroughly investigate every single detail of your experience. And you see, most applicants walk into this interview completely unprepared, which is why the vast majority of asylum cases are denied. But you don't have to be one of those statistics. There are specific strategic steps you can take to dramatically improve your chances of success. Let's talk about your preparation roadmap. I'm referring to the supporting documents that you can file in your case. In my law firm, we call this an asylum roadmap because it's calculated to serve as a map that shows the officer how to get to the answer yes in our clients' cases. This isn't just about collecting documents. It's about creating a comprehensive, strategic presentation of your case that speaks directly to what asylum officers are looking for. Now, before I say more about the asylum roadmap, let me just stress that if your asylum interview is less than maybe about 3 weeks away, you're probably not going to have time to do this, because it does take some time to pull these elements together. If you're in that position, don't freak out. While an asylum roadmap can definitely boost your chances for success, it's not absolutely required. If you don't have time to do this, just skip to the other preparation elements that I'm going to discuss in a minute in this video. Okay, so if you do have time to work up supporting documents for your case, here's what you should do. First, you need a meticulously crafted personal declaration. This isn't just a simple narrative of your experiences, it's a carefully constructed document that addresses the precise elements asylum officers evaluate. Your declaration needs to clearly articulate why you fear returning to your country, using language that directly connects to asylum law's specific requirements. It's not about telling your entire life story, it's about presenting a focused, compelling narrative that demonstrates why you qualify for asylum. Next, you need supporting evidence. This goes beyond just collecting papers. We're talking about documentation that directly corroborates your story, medical records that show physical harm, witness statements from people who can verify your experiences, photographs documenting injuries, threatening messages. These are the kinds of things that can help. Every piece of evidence should serve a specific purpose in supporting your claim. Country conditions information is equally crucial. This means official reports that demonstrate the dangerous conditions in your home country. These aren't just random articles. They're carefully selected documents from reputable sources like the US State Department, human rights organizations, and well-known international news outlets. These reports provide critical context that shows why someone like you would be at risk if forced to return. A professionally prepared legal brief can be incredibly powerful. This document ties your personal story directly to asylum law, showing exactly how your experiences meet the legal standard for asylum protection. But don't try to do this yourself. Leave this to an asylum lawyer, okay? Okay, so that's the asylum roadmap. Declaration, evidence, country conditions information, and a legal brief that ties everything together. showing the officer exactly how you meet all the asylum eligibility requirements. Note that how you package this up matters. It's got to be neat and well organized, with paginated pages to make it easy for the officer to work through it. By the way, if you want to maximize your chances for asylum success, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and bell notification so you don't miss the insights that I share on this channel. Okay, now let's talk about practical preparation considerations, logistical details that most people completely overlook. These seemingly small details can make a big difference, and you need to plan for them ahead of time. Plan to bring water and snacks to your interview. These interviews are mentally and emotionally exhausting, and you don't want to be distracted by hunger or thirst. Bring tissues, because discussing traumatic experiences is emotionally challenging. Dress professionally but comfortably. You want to look respectful without being uncomfortable. Plan to arrive at least 45 minutes early for your asylum interview. Government buildings can be confusing, and added stress is the last thing you need. Bring all your original documents, meticulously organized. If an interpreter is required, make sure you have one arranged. All right, here's the absolute most critical preparation technique. This is the one that can dramatically transform your chances of success. A professional mock interview with an experienced asylum lawyer. Let me explain why this is so crucial, drawing from my years of experience as an asylum officer. During a mock interview, an asylum lawyer does far more than just ask you questions. They recreate the exact psychological and emotional environment of a real asylum interview. Imagine sitting in a room with someone who has conducted hundreds of these interviews, someone who knows exactly how asylum officers think, how they structure their questions, what traps they might set. This isn't a friendly practice run with a friend or family member. This is an intense, professional simulation designed to expose every potential weakness in your case. A skilled asylum lawyer will interrupt you, just like a real officer would. They'll change topics abruptly. They'll ask probing questions designed to reveal inconsistencies. They'll challenge your narrative, push you to be more precise, more focused. They'll help you understand how to answer questions directly and concisely, a critical skill that most applicants completely lack. These mock interviews reveal weaknesses you didn't even know existed. Maybe you're providing too much unnecessary information. Perhaps you're leaving out critical details. You might be presenting your story in a way that raises red flags for asylum officers. A professional can help you refine your narrative, making it clear, compelling, and legally strong. Moreover, these sessions help you manage the profound emotional challenge of discussing traumatic experiences. Many asylum seekers find it incredibly difficult to speak about their most painful memories. A mock interview helps you develop the emotional resilience to discuss these experiences clearly and factually, without becoming overwhelmed. When I was an asylum officer, I could immediately tell which applicants had been professionally prepared. There was a marked difference in their presentation. They were composed, direct, and their stories were coherent and compelling. Most applicants think they can prepare by reading online resources or practicing with friends. But those methods are nowhere near as effective as a professional mock interview with an asylum lawyer. Be extremely cautious about who you choose to help you prepare. Many immigration consultants and notarios provide terrible advice that can actively harm your case. You need someone with real, recent experience in asylum interviews. If you're serious about winning your asylum case, you need professional preparation. And that's exactly what we provide at my law firm. We offer mock interview practice sessions to people who want to be as prepared as possible for their interview. If you're ready to take the next step and get help with your asylum case, call my office today. That number is 713-909-0401. Remember, we help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you live. Call us now to schedule an Asylum Strategy Session so we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your asylum journey.